let's talk Los Angeles Chargers. Look, it's obviously a pretty good time to be a Chargers fan. Obviously, as you Chargers fans have to know, of course, that Jim Harbaugh will be the next head coach coming to LA. Huge get, must get. Everything seems to be trending in the right directions for the Chargers. But Los Angeles isn't done making really smart moves. We got a report that it looks like the Chargers are going to be making another really smart, really great hire. Let's go into the report, then we'll talk about it on the other side. This is according to NBC Sports. The Chargers are bringing in Ravens Director of Player Personnel Joe Ortiz for a second interview for the general manager job. Ian Rappaport of NFL Media reports Ortiz had his first interview with the team on January 13th. Ortiz has worked closely with Ravens coach John Harbaugh since 2019. All right, this is a great move, in my opinion, for really two big reasons. The first one, obviously, Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh. He's a guy who wants more control in terms of the players, the personnel, the scouting. He's going to be much more hands-on on those front office kind of opportunities. In terms of bringing in a GM, you don't want to bring in a veteran GM, a guy who's been the top guy before. Bringing in a younger guy to, first opportunity to be a GM, I think is a smarter way to go. That way, him and Harbaugh, Ortiz, most likely in this case, and Harbaugh could work together. Maybe even Ortiz working a little bit more underneath Harbaugh to keep that momentum good, to keep that working relationship solid, to avoid those, kind of headbutting opportunities that happened when Jim Harbaugh was in San Francisco, when him and Trent Baalke, the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, butted heads, and that opportunity fell apart for that football team. So I think going younger for filling this general manager position is the right move by the Chargers. And look, when it comes right down to it, if you look at the entire NFL right now, I don't know if there's an organization in the front office that's better than the Baltimore Ravens. They've been great since the mid 1990s, whether it's free agents, whether it's draft picks, developing guys, finding draft steals, getting veterans for cheap, paying the right money for the stars when it's time to pay them. No matter what you look at, the Ravens organization has been top notch. So picking a guy from that organization to fill your GM spot would be an absolutely outstanding move for the LA Chargers. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are. But first, Chargers fans, look, obviously, you guys got to feel excited. Harbaugh will be your head man. But outside of Harbaugh and outside of the GM, what position group on the field now, we're talking players, do you want to see the Chargers address this offseason? Offensive line, defensive line, secondary, linebacker, wide receiver, whatever it may be, give us in the comment section below the position you want to see the Chargers address this offseason more than any other. But Miles, let me throw it over to you now. What are your thoughts on this potential big hire here by the Chargers bringing in Ortiz?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is huge for the Chargers. And I think that if Ortiz doesn't pick another job or decide to stay with the Ravens for some reason, this is a done deal just because of the relationship with John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh. It seems like this is a passing of the torch, saying, okay, we all know Ozzie Newsome was in Baltimore as their GM for a very, very long time. The torch was then ceremoniously passed to Eric DaCosta, and he's only been there. He's been with the organization for a long time. He's only been GM for a short period of time. He's not leaving anytime soon. Ortiz is a phenomenal asset to that front office, but I feel like Baltimore really is just saying he has also been with this team since 1998. It is time for him to get his day in the sun. Let's let him go out for a GM position. So I think that is, this is a really great move. Just knowing that he's never going to be the GM in Baltimore for the foreseeable future just because of the great job Eric DaCosta has done. I think this is huge for the Chargers if they go this direction. Like I said, he came into this organization under Ozzie Newsome's direct supervision since 1998. He's worked his way up through the scouting department all the way until 2009, becoming the director of college scouting for all of the teams. He really has done a great job. He's gotten his fingerprint on a lot of great draft picks, guys such as Dennis Pitta, C.J. Mosley, Zadarius Smith, Ronnie Stanley. He's gotten a lot of great scouting and a lot of great draft picks for the Baltimore Ravens. And then he was upgraded in 2019 to the director of all player personnel, seeing both the NFL scouting side and the college scouting side. So now he is really involved in free agency as well, which is why I think he's so suited to be a great general manager. This guy has done all kinds of things with the Baltimore Ravens. He's really worked his way up from the ground up, and he knows exactly how you said, Nick, one of the best front offices in the NFL works. So I think this is a home run for the Chargers if they're able to land a guy like Joe Ortiz.
And the thing I want to focus on here is right now the Chargers are $45 million over the cap right now heading into 2024. So they got a lot of moves to make. And no, Miles, I know you know the Ravens front office moves. I feel like the Ravens have been really good at adding quality veteran players on really cheap team friendly deals. What do you think about that? Do you think that's something that Ortiz played a big hand in that he could add to Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah, and you think about the Ravens front office moves, I specifically think what is one of the most expensive positions in the NFL? You think pass rushers. The Ravens have had guys that are the top pass rushers in the NFL that haven't been on their team the previous year, older veteran guys having breakout years for like the last 4 or 5 years. You think Jason Pierre-Paul came to Baltimore, had one of the better seasons he's had in a long time. You think Houston came to Baltimore, had one of the best seasons he's had in forever. Clowney is now in Baltimore. First year he's been there. Breakout year for Clowney, doing absolutely phenomenal. Kyle Van Noy came to Baltimore, having an excellent season. This guy's able to get very premium positions, but look older veterans. He's one of the best personnel, development, just a judge of talent, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He's the head guy as far as player personnel and talent evaluation goes for the Baltimore Ravens. So this is a guy who can get you what you want and hopefully get it at a good deal by seeing something that somebody else doesn't see.